My fiancé recently asked if they could invite their former fiancé to our wedding, despite this ex being rude to me and making comments suggesting they'd still be together if not for family issues, which left me feeling like a consolation prize. I want to start by saying I've never felt this deeply in love before. I was married once, but this connection feels unmatched, until everything fell apart a few weeks ago. My fiancé stays close with nearly all their exes, which I've always been fine with because I'm not overly possessive. And their exes have been kind, respectful, and settled in their own lives, except for this one ex-fiancé. They were together for nearly a decade, but didn't marry due to family conflicts on the ex's side. My fiancé has repeatedly mentioned how deeply in love they were, and how they'd likely still be together, if not for those family issues. Their relationship ended 3 years before we met, but they continued a physical relationship until just a month before we started dating. This raised red flags for me, but I dismissed it as my past traumas speaking, not logic. I strive to give people space to be themselves, express freely, and remain authentic. Hearing, I'd still be with my ex if not for this one issue wasn't pleasant, but I assumed they just shared a strong bond and moved on. I never objected to their friendship. I even tried reaching out to this ex myself, sending memes and starting small talk to build a connection. But they responded oddly, making flirty remarks to my fiancé during phone calls or belittling me and my family. I won't share specifics to stay anonymous, but I gave them 3 chances to be friendly, and they disrespected me each time. This ex even hinted they talked to my fiancé behind my back while I'm at work, likely to provoke me. I blocked them on all platforms, and my fiancé knows this, but I'm okay with them staying friends if that's what my fiancé wants. I just don't want to be forced to befriend someone who's treated me poorly. My fiancé understood and said they wouldn't dictate my friendships, just as they wouldn't want me choosing theirs. Fair enough. But when they talk on the phone, my fiancé walks far away, pacing the yard as if avoiding me overhearing. I respected their privacy, assuming everyone deserves private conversations. I was fine with this dynamic, though I stopped asking about the ex or showing interest after their calls, staying polite but distant. Everything was manageable until my fiancé asked if they could invite this ex to our wedding. I was stunned and couldn't respond immediately. I said I'd think about it, but I'm deeply hurt they'd even ask, knowing I've blocked this person for their disrespect and how they've made me feel like an outsider in our relationship. I'm devastated. The way they phrased it made it worse. I'd love to have ex at our wedding. They're my friend, and I have fond feelings for them. I'll respect your decision if you say no, but I'd like them there. At first, I was furious and heartbroken. If you'll respect my decision to say no, why even ask? I feel blindsided. This has drained my excitement for the wedding, making it hard to even think about. In past relationships, my boundaries were severely crossed, and my fiancé knows this. My previous wedding was a disaster. Not what I wanted, full of compromises that felt wrong. That marriage failed, and I've owned my part in it, spending years in therapy to rebuild my self-worth, learn to set boundaries, and stand up for myself. I've been in a healthy place for 3 years, but this question has sent me spiraling, making me feel small, like a placeholder for a lost love, like I'm second best. I love my fiancé deeply and want their happiness, so part of me thinks if this ex's presence matters so much, they should have that. But I also value my peace and well-being. I'm torn. I believe my feelings are valid, but I don't want to seem unreasonable. I've never given ultimatums and would never say me or them. But I don't think I can handle this. Any advice would be appreciated. Even writing this helps me process before I talk to my fiancé. I don't want to lose them, but I refuse to lose myself again for love. I'd rather stay unmarried than compromise my boundaries. Am I wrong here? Update, May 21st, 2025. I found the strength to talk to my fiancé today, thanks to the thoughtful comments, advice, and tough truths you all shared. I'm so grateful to everyone who responded. It validated my emotions and made me feel less alone. Thank you all. After reading your comments last night, I couldn't sleep. They hit hard, making me rethink my behavior, thought patterns, and values. I realized I wasn't upholding my principles by staying silent. That changed today. This morning, I let everything out just like in my post. I addressed the ex's disrespect, their flirtatious and jealous remarks, and my failed attempts to connect with them. My voice trembled, but I said it all, even adding, "I love you so much, I want you to have your dream wedding. I've had one that wasn't mine, and it was awful. I won't do that to you. If having her there means that much, I'll step aside and wish you a beautiful celebration without me," I cried. But my fiancé responded with comfort, empathy, and understanding. Exactly what I needed. As many of you pointed out, I tend to prioritize others' happiness, sometimes at my own expense. I recognize this pattern, one I'd worked on in therapy but slipped back into when vulnerable. My fiancé asked why I never showed how much the ex bothered me, why I acted so calm. They're right. I didn't make it clear, only quietly blocking the ex while staying civil out of respect for my fiancé. But in doing so, I disrespected myself. I explained, if she's your friend and you're happy, why would I badmouth her to you? I love you and want you to be happy. My fiancé looked stunned and said, you're the most important person to me. Your feelings are my priority. I didn't realize how uncomfortable she made you, and I'm so sorry for missing it. She won't be at our wedding. She's out of the picture. I'll do anything to make you feel like number one because you are. They also asked why I didn't react immediately when they asked about inviting her, why I didn't just say, are you serious? I told them I wanted to process it, hoping I could be okay with it, but I'm not. I can't have someone at our wedding who disrespects me and our relationship. I respect myself too much. My fiancé responded, I completely get that, and I agree. I'm sorry. Please don't bottle things up. I want you to feel safe. As for the phone calls, they said they walked away to spare me the ex's trivial complaints. It felt genuine, but I'm taking it slow. For those asking about the wedding, plans are paused for now, but may resume if things progress well. Words aren't enough. I need to see boundaries enforced with the ex. This was the only issue in our relationship, and my fiancé acknowledged the ex's rude, jealous behavior, calling it pathetic and admitting they never liked that side of her. It's a shift from, we'd still be together if not for her family, but I'm giving it a chance. My takeaway? Keep working on assertiveness and speaking up. It's a process. Don't suppress feelings. Sit with them and express them, no matter the outcome. If the ex causes more issues, they can have each other. For now, we're taking it slow, rebuilding trust. If my fiancé follows through, I believe we can make it work. Maybe years from now, if the ex is settled and boundaries are clear, we could laugh about this at a barbecue, or maybe not. Thank you all for your support. Let's see what happens. Much love. Next story, my brother's girlfriend got upset because I don't want her kids at my house without her, accusing me of being distant and excluding her children from our family. I'm 32, female, with 2 sons, 10 months and 3 years, with my husband. I love my kids but don't enjoy other children, especially ones I barely know. I'm just not the type to find kids cute or want to engage with them. My brother's girlfriend, Natalie, 31, has 2 kids, 7 male and 5 female. When we met Natalie, she was excited about our kids bonding. That hasn't happened, mainly due to age gaps. My kids are 3 and 10 months. Her 7-year-old isn't interested in a baby or a much younger child. Her 5-year-old daughter is very energetic, and my 3-year-old avoids her because she's too rough. Despite this, I've been kind to Natalie and her kids. Last Christmas, the first since they started dating, we gave her kids gifts at my parents' house for dinner, which I thought was enough. But Natalie confronted me, saying I've hurt her by not showing special interest in her kids, who might become my niece and nephew. She's upset I won't host her kids for playdates without her, that I don't make my son like her daughter, and that I'm distant with her kids. I explained I can't force my son to be friends with anyone. I'm not comfortable having her kids at my house without her. I don't know them well, have only seen them in a few family settings, and don't want responsibility for unfamiliar kids. On being distant, I said I'm not intentionally cold, but I'm not overly maternal or excited about kids in general. She argued I'm different with my own kids. Yes, because they're mine. She also claimed our family excludes her kids, citing the same issues and saying my parents are warmer with my kids. Yes, because they're their grandchildren. We weren't getting anywhere, so I said, Natalie, you've been dating my brother for a year. We've met a few times and everyone's been kind. I don't know what your issue is, but talk to my brother. No one's excluding your kids, but we won't treat them the same as mine. That's not happening. My kids are my priority. They don't owe hers anything, and she's not entitled to our affection. My brother apologized for her, calling her reaction unreasonable and agreeing our parents and I aren't wrong. He knows I'm not acting maliciously. He said Natalie's been crying since our talk, and while he supports me, he asked if I could be more sensitive to her feelings. I told him I'm polite, but think she's manipulative, and if she can't handle honesty, she shouldn't start these conversations. My brother's at a loss, unsure how to handle this, and I'm wondering if I was wrong in how I responded. Update, May 22nd, 2025. Thank you all for the overwhelming feedback on my post. I've tried responding to as many comments as possible, but my inbox is full. I've read everything and appreciate your time. I'll clarify some points raised and share the update. Many of you suggested Natalie wants an instant family. I wasn't familiar with the term, but after reading more, I agree. You asked about her family and her kids' father or grandparents. I don't know much. My brother mentioned she has a strained relationship with her family, and we didn't pry, respecting her privacy and assuming she'd share when ready. On why the kids don't get along, Natalie's 7-year-old isn't interested in my kids or even his own sister. My 10-month-old is too young for playdates. My 3-year-old avoids Natalie's daughter because she's rough, She broke his favorite toy and pushed him twice, making him cling to me, my husband, or my parents around her. Reading messages from people forced to play with kids they didn't like was eye-opening. I'm sorry for those experiences and won't force my kids to do the same just to seem nice. My priority is being my kid's advocate, not a saint. Some accused me of not bonding with Natalie and her kids despite a year of dating. To clarify, I've only met her kids 4 times. I was pregnant last year, gave birth, and have been raising a newborn and toddler. I'm not neglecting my kids to meet my brother's girlfriend. I'm not someone who bonds quickly. It takes time for me to feel comfortable with new people. 4 meetings make them strangers to me. Others called me harsh for not being Natalie's village. I sympathize if she needs support, but I'm not obligated to be that for her. My village is my husband, kids, and pets. My 3-year-old is a handful, needing constant supervision to avoid eating cat food or sticking fingers in outlets. Parents of 3-year-olds, are all kids this wild or just mine? I don't need 2 unfamiliar kids in my home without their parent. Update. After your feedback, I realized my brother isn't being fair. He asks me to understand Natalie's situation. But is he considering mine? I sent him this. Hey, I've thought about this situation and need to share. I did something you might not like. I posted about this on Reddit for unbiased perspectives. The feedback points to one thing. You're being unfair. I get that Natalie's your partner, and she may need a family for her and her kids, but her struggles aren't my fault. You asked me to be sensitive to her, but have you been to me? Did you defend my son when her daughter pushed him? Did you tell her she's expecting too much from me? A mom with a baby and toddler? Did you defend our parents when she criticized them? My family comes first, not Natalie or her kids. I'm not her therapist or emotional support. I love you and want you to be happy, but I need space from her toxicity. You know me. Please set things straight with her. He replied an hour later. Wow, I need time to process and read everything. I'll come over soon. Love you. The ball's in his court now. You were right. Natalie's his girlfriend, his responsibility. I'm keeping expectations low for our next talk.